Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, Jeff Lewis Live. How are you? Got to get all my comments going. Hello, everybody already live on YouTube. Michelle, Michael, Margaret, Christina, Claire, Kimberly J, Kay Kitty, Bridget, Lucy, Cheryl. Am I missing anyone? Who all is here? ASU Fly Girl, H, Pinky. Oh, I love the name. Tiffany, Chump, Beverly. Hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having an amazing day. We've got a beautiful, sunshiny day here in Houston, so I'm loving it. Speaking of Houston, we are ready to have another get together. So it is looking like Saturday, May 3rd. So pop into the Sarah from Texas Facebook group. If you're not there, request to join. If you live in the Houston area or if you can get here, I know one person is flying in. So I will try to match her schedule and location up since she is flying in. But Houston is a big area. I, of course, live south of Houston in a suburb called Pearland, but, it's a Saturday. There won't be much traffic. We're all used to driving everywhere, so we'll figure out where it ends up being, but it's usually under the events tab in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group, so go and take a look there, and then, of course, I will post it on my Instagram and the YouTube once we get an exact date, but anyway, so look forward to that. I love that y'all are on YouTube posting where you're from. I love it. Ooh, listening at the gym. Way to go, Lisa. Northwest. Pacific Northwest. I've heard of that. Minnesota. So I would love it if y'all got together. That would make me so happy. Please tap the screen. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Y'all are commenting. Tapping the screen over on TikTok. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you liking the live. It all just helps all the chumpettes to find us, right? Anyone who loves chatting, celebrity news, reality TV, Jeff Lewis Live, we want to join us, right? Get comfortable in comments. Don't just watch. Chat with us. Say hello. Say where you're from. Tell us what you think. Ask your questions, all the things. I did a terrible job of taking notes today on Jeff Lewis Live. So, it was a really good show. I just didn't really have a lot of notes to take. And part of it, I was driving my Georgia girl back to the airport because she is going back to school to finish off her college degree. But even though she graduates in just a few weeks, she still will be hopping on a plane out of Atlanta and going to Austin, Texas for her boyfriend's last fraternity formal. So, oh my gosh, literally, I think she has bought all of her, well, she says she has. I need to check my credit card closely. I think she has actually bought all these last 3 tickets or maybe 2 of them. I think I flew her home for spring break, paid for that, but I'm just out of state tuition is one thing, but also when you tack on how much you fly them home for all the things, right? So, oh my God, I highly recommend. Khaki is walking her family. Khaki walking my dog in Montana. Oh, I love that. Christina says Becky. What's Becky's last name? Becky. Oh, what's her last name? I saw her. The Entitled Housewife will be in Fargo on April 26th. You must go. I promise you. Even if somebody goes and they don't even know who she was, I promise you they will have so much fun. You've got to go. We went with a group of 4 of us, maybe 4 or 5. And, a couple of them didn't even know who she was before. Becky Robinson. Thank you, Bridget. And Christina. They had so much fun. And as we know, Zach Noe Towers talked about Becky Robinson, the Entitled Housewife, on the recent cruise that he did with Heather McMahon and lots of comedians. So anyways, that actually sounded super fun. Okay, well, I hope you're having an amazing day. I went on a 1-hour walk this morning. I'm going to body pump tonight. So no matter what the podiatrist says, I am going to get in shape. You know, I feel like my feet aren't hurting that bad. Maybe it was a mental thing. Maybe I'm just mad that he told me I had to be in a boot, but I'm like, you know, it doesn't hurt that bad, I guess. But I have to say, I have this like roller, like, oh, what's it called? It's probably CVS brand, but it's some sort of liquid roller, almost like Bengay or something to help with the physical pain. So I have been like once a day, maybe rubbing that on the outside of my right foot and then on my left bunion that is seriously so painful. So that has been helping. And I've got my lace up tennis shoes on all day. So I think that is helping with the pain. Walking barefoot on the hardwood floors was killing my feet. It wasn't doing anything. Yeah, it's kind of like a biofreeze. Bridget says biofreeze. I used to, but it's similar, but it's made specifically for feet. I think this is for feet. I'd have to go look at it. But it's very clear. Icy hot roller is the best. Ooh, that sounds like it burns though. Okay. Well, once this goes away, once I'm done with all this, I might try some icy hot roller. Louise says, was watching the latest Humble Brag with Cynthia and Crystal with their guests Joey Zalzig and Reza Farahàn. Lots of tea about ChumpCon. So everyone is raving about it. But when I was on my walk this morning, I listened to Andy Cohen live, which I love listening to him. And then I still had about 25 more minutes of my walk. And I was like, oh, what can I listen to now? It was on the tip of my brain. I was like, there's a podcast. I was like, what was the podcast I wanted to listen to? It was Humble Brag. Anyways, but I couldn't remember what it was. So instead, I just turned on my favorite, pop 80s or pop music station that plays like, Taylor Swift and everything. So I did listen to that. But yes, I do. Heather says, have I tried playing ice packs? Yes, I do. I have these flat ice packs. Matter of fact, this weekend we were watching some documentaries, the Gone Girl that I watched and the other one. And as I laid in my recliner chair, my power recliner chair, I put the ice pack, it's like a jelly pack. So it's really flat and comfortable, kind of conforms to your foot. And I kind of laid my right foot on that for that. So yeah, it was good. Anyways, thank you, Charlie Charles. Reminded everybody to hit the thumbs up button. Let's start this happy vlog with everyone's thumbs up. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, there was something else I was about to say. I don't know. Yes. Oh, they're like booties. What do you mean? Like socks that you put on? Oh, that's amazing, Michael. Very cool. Anyways, I can tell the pain is better though. Hey, is that Sarah in London? Y'all realize it's midnight when she's in. No, it's not midnight. It's 9 p.m. in London, right? It's 9:10 p.m. Is that right, Sarah? Do I have it right? Gorgeous trumpets and Sarah. I love that. Okay, let's get started with a little news. Kind of weird news. Relationship news. Then we will chat. Good Lord Almighty. Part 4 of the Last Resort 90-Day Fiance Tell-All. And it ends, and there's going to be a part 5 when they finally get to the Gino and Jasmine open marriage of it all. I'm like, geez, the freaking wheeze. Oh my gosh. Okay, but first, Bianca and Kanye seem like they're back together and her ass is out again. So, a few weeks ago, it said that she was looking for divorce. She was going to split up from him. They had not been seen together. Then and no pictures of her to get alone at all. Like she had just fallen off. I thought maybe she's with her family, her friend, just kind of getting back into her career, whatever she's going to do. It's going to be 5 parts. It's never been 5 parts. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, Lisa, how sweet. Sarah looking like sunshine. Oh my gosh. Why, thank you so much. But for 2 nights. Wow, Louise. Well, that's rare. Wearing a brace for 2 nights to get rid of plantar fasciitis. That's amazing. Yeah, what I was going to say about Humble Brag real quick is that I have heard it's really good. But I went to watch it knowing I wasn't going to have much time because I knew I needed to finish 90 Day Fiance. I knew I needed to drive my daughter to the airport. It's an hour and 44 minutes. I was going to watch it on YouTube because it is and I was like, an hour 44. Like those ladies can chat. But we know Reza and Joey Zalzig can talk. And I was like, dang. So then I scrolled down because I don't really make time for their podcast. Orthopedic expert recommendation. They're all that long. I mean, like, geez Louise. It's an hour 44. Another one. How do I show this? How do I show all the videos? One is an hour 44. The one with Cynthia, the one with Joey Zalzig and them talking about what happens at ChumpCon. I did hear that Joey has some beef with Monica, which they chatted about a little bit, but not really. Last week's was 2 hours and 4 minutes. Another one was an hour 23, an hour 22, an hour 35, an hour 20. Good Lord. That's a lot. But I do think I'm going to have to watch it because I want to hear what everyone has to say. You know what I mean? So, yeah, watch it on. Is it better on YouTube? Y'all know I love watching a YouTube. I love watching video of a podcast. I wish the podcast distributor that I use now, they don't have a way to put up the video on Spotify, but I know people used to like watching Spotify. But now if you want to watch the video, all the time, you can watch the video on my YouTube, but they used to put it up at Spotify, you know, on the thing. Sarah says, I listened to the Humble Brag podcast on my drive today. It was a great ChumpCon review, though Joey is so annoying. I feel like Joey and Reza together would be trying to vie for airtime. So when you've got Cynthia who loves to talk and Crystal who loves to talk and then Joey Zalzig and then Reza Farhan, like they were all for it ChumpCon, they're all for it, would be a lot. You know what I mean? That would be a lot. So, but I do think I need to watch it. Okay, so Bianca and Kanye seem to be back together. They were pictured at dinner recently. And another picture of her in like the nude. Like this lady must not even have a period. She must not have any kind of normal daily discharge down there, if you will. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying. The girl always is barely wearing anything downstairs, much less her tits all hanging out. But we know downstairs, at her age, she should have a monthly cycle going on where she needs a little tampon or two. And it never seems like she's wearing anything. She's got like tights on with nothing else underneath it. It's insane. Do not know how she's getting around wearing this kinds of stuff to restaurants. Like literally the Grove, where lots of families go. Cheesecake Factory, where lots of like, I do not want to see that. It's so gross. Dee said she must have run out of money and had to go back to him. Yeah, I don't even think they got to the point of you know, the settlement of the divorce, right? They weren't separated all that long. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Yes, Sarah's like saying what we're all thinking about Bianca and no undies. I mean, literally, let's be clear. We've all maybe gone commando in some outfits, maybe in the summer, maybe needed a little air, maybe in the jeans. But this lady is literally in tights. I mean, that thing can rip at any moment. It's disgusting. Well, it's very rare. It's very rare. And just because you're going through menopause doesn't mean you're done with your period. Like, I think I'm in a pause, but I still have a monthly period. Krista said, seriously, people can go through menopause at 35. I'm sorry if you're joking and I missed it. No, I'm not joking, but it's way less common. Is she the one in menopause at 35 that just happens to like wearing tights instead of clothes and underwear? Like, seriously. Anyway, so good luck, Bianca. Good luck, Kanye, whatever. Another one to worry about, Justin Bieber. Now, I wanted this to not be true because, you know, they have a 7-month-old baby and they just got married not too long ago. But this latest documentary that I told y'all about recently that I watched, it's like 16 minutes long on YouTube. Somebody really went in deep with like the whole Selena Gomez when Justin Bieber was dating her, and how Hailey Bieber, who was Hailey Baldwin at the time, was really after Justin, and how she would like show up where he was. All of a sudden, she and Justin split up, and then very soon after, she is married to Justin, and now they have this 7-month-old baby. So I was hoping that everything was going great for him. I was hoping he wasn't on drugs, that his career was going well, his money was going well. We kind of heard about all this stuff when they first got married or got together with some church that he was involved in. And it was a little bit of a controversial church. It was like this husband and wife. I don't think that's the same church he's involved with now. But as y'all know, I do watch TMZ. Harvey Levin seems to know everybody. He seems to have everyone on speed dial. Love Harvey Levin. He has said a couple of times for a couple of weeks now that Justin Bieber has been having issues for a year. So for a year now, he's not really saying exactly. I really think it's like drugs or something, or some kind of issue with that. But I feel like he's trying to keep that on the down low until it comes out for sure. But there's this video going around of the second week of Coachella, Justin Bieber. Now, Justin Bieber and Hailey were recently seen. There's kind of been rumors about their marriage, but then they were seen out like smiling and having sushi. Then they were at Coachella together. Then there was videos of Justin this past weekend, clearly smoking something. So we don't know what it was in it. Not a cigarette, I'm assuming. And just kind of dancing back and forth in a way that some are assuming is kind of in a drug state. So it's very sad, especially since they have a little baby together. I'm assuming she's not okay with that. And I'm assuming she's not on this downward spiral with him. But they're definitely saying that all these people have cut ties with him because he's gotten really attached to some other pastor, which I think is a different church. So anyways, very sad, very sad. Yeah. Bravo and Stone says Justin Bieber married his stalker allegedly. I mean, there's so many videos where she has shown up where he was, people have come out and said she would ask these bloggers, like, what hotel is he staying at? And then she would be there. I mean, like at 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, and she's not that old now. How old is Hailey Bieber? Let's look it up. Let's see how old. I'm assuming, y'all, he got famous so young, basically off of Hailey Bieber age. It's going to be like Countess LuAnn complaining about celebrities, and it's like their name and their age. Okay, she's 28 years old now. I think he's around that same age. So, no, he's 31. So he was always 38, 28, 29, 30, 31, 3 years older than him. So, when you're 15 and 18 or 14 and 17, it's quite a difference. But, it's not like it's unusual, right? Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to read all y'all's comments. Yeah. Mike O'Reilly says, I know that money doesn't solve every problem, but Justin can get his shit together. Yeah. And part of the TMZ that I watched yesterday was about if he is having money problems. But I think they just said he had sold his music catalog for like $200 million. Like, even if that's sitting in a Bank of America freaking savings account, you got to be making hand over foot money on $200 million, right? And it's not like he's married to a slump. I mean, Hailey Bieber has a huge makeup line, huge. So he's kind of looking really thin. Heather says, although Justin does look very unhealthy, the pictures of him at Coachella may be him finally living up a youthful life that he missed out on for years. Well, didn't he? Didn't he already have his youthful life? Didn't he already have the party scene? And yes, he was big into the Hillside Church, the first one. But don't you think this is a different one? I feel like this is a different pastor in a different church. You know what I mean? So, matter of fact, I heard Andy Cohen and them, they were talking about money and how it doesn't solve all your problems. Sarah says, I think money would solve all my problems, but it doesn't. Andy Cohen and John Hill were talking about like being frugal, and no matter how much money you have, you got to be respectful of the dollar and spend it wisely. It was a really good conversation on Andy Cohen Live today. Love listening to Andy Cohen Live. And I guess John Hill has a new podcast that he's doing out himself. What was it called? something pony, not pink pony, because that wouldn't make sense. Let's look it up because I feel like he promoted it yesterday. It is called The Show Pony, and it's got a pink pony in front of his face for the thing. Oh, that's the beautiful magnolia flower that I walked by today. It smelled so good. I guess he's rewatching a Bravo show from a long time ago. Show Pony. I don't know. He was just talking about how he it's only episode 2, so I think it has an intro and then a 2. So I think he's kind of talking everything. He says it's an unhinged ride through vintage reality TV, outrageous gay drama, and the chaotic decisions that shaped an era. New episodes every Monday. Show Pony. So he's a creative director. Oh, this is with someone. You know what? Okay, I think this is the podcast he was talking about that he's doing with someone else called Eric Maxwell. So it's not just him. He's the creative director. He's a Bravo super fan. He doesn't watch everything. I would not call him a Bravo super fan. Fitness fanatic and lesbian historian. Anyways, so okay, well, that's his new podcast. Yeah, there's something weird going on. Yvonne says, I heard Justin Bieber struggling trying to get away from his record company. Super stressful and costly for him. And I don't think he's involved with that guy. Gosh, what's his name? Unusual name. The one that apparently bought it and resold it, whatever, the music of Taylor Swift's. That guy. I don't know what a lesbian historian is. And why would you be a gay guy wanting to be a lesbian historian? Margaret says, I don't understand why people are still talking about Hailey Bieber. They're married for quite some time now. Well, I mean, it's not forever. I think they've been married maybe 6-ish years, if that long. But it's the way they got together and just the very similarities between her copycatting and showing up and trying to get with Justin Bieber. Scooter Braun. Yes, Scooter Braun. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Oh, gosh. Lisa says, I'm a Sarah from Texas stalker. No, I'm kidding. Mayboo says, I really enjoyed Humble Brag. Just this episode or all of them? Does it go by fast? Because an hour 44, whew, it's feeling like a 90-day fiance show at 2 hours. You know what I mean? Yes. K Kitty says Hailey is also, or was, hopefully she's not anymore. K Kitty says Hailey Bieber is also obsessed with Selena Gomez and copies everything she does. It's creepy. Krista says Justin Martindale's pod is funny. I haven't listened to his in forever, but yes, he's a comedian, so I'd hope it's funny. Okay, Louise says I always enjoyed Humble Brag too. I always do. So lots of good stuff there. Okay, let's chat. The Last Resort, Tell All Part 4. A couple things. First of all, Natalie, completely crazy, completely a liar. I don't believe anything she says. I feel like she's kind of mad at Natalie because she got accidentally pregnant with Matt's baby, and she would have loved to have gotten pregnant by Josh. First of all, Josh must have some money. He already has kids. He already has an ex-wife, maybe a baby mama also. I think she would have loved to have been tied to him at least the next 18 years. I think she's mad that he never got her pregnant. He probably put on 4 condoms before he ever even got hard with her, because I think all of us knew she was out to get pregnant by him. She's out to get pregnant by anyone. What's the first guy that she was married to that really seemed like a nice guy? Did he live at home with mom because he couldn't afford? I don't know. Or his mom lived with him on the ranch, whatever that was. Anyways, even after they divorced, Michael, he tried to get her, like, hey, can you just get me pregnant? He's like, no. Like, that's a big fat no. You know what I mean? Jordy says, well, Joey has really bad skin, so that's why he wears the sunglasses if he doesn't do his makeup. Oh, Joey Salzig. Anyways, it was crazy, but Josh was like, look, I'm dating someone new. I've moved on. They bring her out on video. It is one of Oh, what's her name? The people that live in like Tampa, the one with like it's a blended family, but it's like 5 or 6 daughters. The one that's married from the guy from Moldova or whatever it is. Anyways, it ends up being one of her sisters. So I think they had probably met, but she says no, or he says, Josh says that 90 Day Fiance girl and one of her sisters used to work for him, and that's kind of how they knew him. So they haven't even like dated in person, but they're like dating for a few months or talking, and they're soon going to go on a trip to Las Vegas. Natalie, I thought, was going to come out of her skin. She was trying so hard to not look crazy and be jealous. I'm like, look, you were never Josh's girlfriend. You were a crazy hookup that allowed him to become a celebrity on TLC's 90 Day Fiance. That's all he ever wanted to do, is be on the show. And every time you would text him and say, let's have a hookup, he would go for it because it is sex. And you are pretty, but you're a freaking nut job. They've been dating in person? Well, I don't think they'd ever, don't they live in 2 different states? I don't, well, maybe they have in real time. I'm talking at the time this Part 4 thing was done. It was not. They had not been dating in person. Well, maybe I'm wrong, because he was trying to, Josh, he was trying to not, somebody asked if they'd been having sex. I think Natalie asked that. Oh, my Paul and Patrick light went out, so I got to go charge it. Oh, well. Somebody asked if they'd had sex yet, which was none of their business. But he was like, kind of ho-humming around, and she was like, no, we haven't. So clearly, if they've been in person, they have been able to have the potential for doing that for sure. Who is really on a tear? What does that mean, Bridget? Who is really on a tear on Humble Brag? I don't know what that means. Yes. Heather, you're not wrong. Josh from 90 Day Fiance reminds me of the homely kid in elementary school, all grown up, Alfred E. Newman. Yeah, just, a dork that now has money. He's got the cool car. He's got the ladies, Yes. Ann says Josh wants to be the show. He hit the gold mine. Oh, yeah. You think it's a coincidence that he was flirting with Sophie? So he was hitting Sophie up in his DMs, which now he and Sophie's almost ex-husband, Rob, are like besties. I think, is Josh involved? I feel like he does these little music videos along with like Rob and what's the girl? Kimberly, love her. Oh my gosh. Oh, you listened to it in 20 minutes? Yvonne Gal says, I'll go back and listen. Joey was on a tear. He was in a bad mood and being shady, and I don't know if he's telling the truth. He just irks me. Oh, well, all you had to do is tell me that Joey was in a bad mood and being shady. I definitely need to go listen to it. Oh, Michael says against Monica and all the hookup conversation. But then he just admitted yesterday that he did hook up with a guy, even though he was saying he didn't. I guess maybe he's going to say now he was denying that he hooked up again, because he admits he hooked up with him at Phoenix, the dirty blonde guy who was saying he had hooked up with Joey. So why is he saying, like, I don't know. Dirty blonde is looking for some fame from ChumpCon. You know what I mean? Yes. Oh, Louise says, watch it on YouTube. Their body language says a lot. Definitely will have to be watching. Uh-oh. Michael Riley says, Joey is a liar. Joey be a liar. Is that what you meant to say? Oh, Tiffany Chump says, I told you guys about the cowboy. She sure did. That's right. Yvonne Gal says, Sarah, I was giggling too, but I have to admit, I don't know which one is which, either Patrick and Pole. Patrick is tall, Pole is little. Patrick is blonde, Pole is brown. Patrick is, what is he, German or something? Looks very European. Pole is Armenian, right? Anyways, lots of differences there. Patrick sets up, I know a lot about them. Patrick sets up the coffee readings. Pole executes the coffee readings. Patrick videos and take pictures of the coffee reading and checks his DMs. Pole never checks his DMs. So anyways, there's a lot. I know a lot about them. Love those boys. Heather says Joey's nose grows every time he opens his mouth. This is going to be the downfall of Joey Zalzig. I feel like he's going to tell one too big of a lie soon, and Jeff Lewis is not going to like it at all. And this could be. Michael Riley says, in Doug's Cook in Kibitz, Joey said he hooked up with Mike White on White Lotus. Oh, is that the producer and writer he was trying to talk about, telling the end of White Lotus season 3 to Beverly D'Angelo, and apparently it was Mike White? Because you heard Brian Bailey say, did you date Mike White? Because he's the writer of the show, the only writer. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Oh. Wait, Reza? Sarah says Reza doesn't like Pole and Patrick because apparently they hate him. Oh, I didn't know that. But it's Joey that got into the argument with Pole at the brunch at ChumpCon, right? Oh, really? Where? He was married to a woman. They have a grown daughter together who's like a doctor. T with Tambo says Patrick has been talking about when he was married to a woman. They talked about her a lot because Pole has talked about how it was not a good divorce and it was not a great co-parenting situation. And Pole would I think one time he said he took the door, reminded me of Kim Zolciak doing this, took the door off their daughter's thing because she was like sneaking out or, getting in trouble or bad grades. And now she ends up being a doctor. You know what I mean? Oh, is that wait, is that the A-list celebrity he's talking about? Yvette says, what A-list? Michael White? And what Mike White? And what if he was testing him, giving him a fake ending? Is Mike White even gay? Is he out as a gay man? I don't know much about Mike White. I don't know. That makes sense though. A-list celebrity. Wow. And wow. Yeah, exactly. I feel like, God bless Joey, but I feel like his self-esteem is always in the toilet. And I feel like he's always trying to prove himself and one up. So he is going to be the one that tells secrets that he's not supposed to because it gets him in the cool circle. You know what I mean? Oh, I've got the White Lotus finale. And then it ends up being ass wrong. Bridget says, I think that is the biggest tall tale I've ever heard. NFW about Mike White. What does NFW mean? NFW. I don't know what that means. Yes. The spelling test. Yes. Michael Riley says Mike White is the creator and writer of Mike Lotus, but is he an out gay man? Or is he outing him also? Crazy. Uh-oh. Wait, T with Tambo says, I think Joey is lying. It's all over YouTube. Which part is he lying about? Then I'm not even sure. The A-list celebrity? He's all over YouTube? I mean, Joey is a digital entrepreneur. He loves for his name to be in people's mouths. Oh, he is gay. Okay. That is pretty ballsy, though, to be outing a relationship that you're in and then pretty much giving information about White Lotus. And so that might be people putting 2 and 2 together. You know what I mean? Wow. And then he's banging some cowboy at, ChumpCon. Michael Riley says, Mike White has put all the Survivor cast members that he met when he was on Survivor in all the White Lotus series. He's used them all as extras. I think that's so cool. Oh, that is very cool. Anyways. Okay. Sophie. Okay, so Joss is dating that guy. Sophie ends part 3 with basically saying, oh, well, that's why I left you, kind of insinuating that he's gay, right? Rob has always said he's not gay. Sophie has come out as bisexual. So they're still legally married, but she has come out now as bisexual, which is fine unless you're married, right? Because then it shouldn't matter what you're attracted to. You're married, right? You should be with one person unless they agree to have an open marriage like Gino and Jasmine, apparently. Basically, she says that she has messages and she says, that he was sucking D for $500 and that's why she left him. Now, Rob was not very convincing to me. Like, if you watch this, let me know what you think because I did not think he was convincing at all. He was basically like, that's not true. That guy got into my DMs. He called me. I didn't offer to do that. And he wanted to suck my D. He didn't want me to suck. I mean, it was all semantics and it was all just Rob trying to make things look better. So then her friend comes on and pretty much says, yeah, Rob, you're not everything that you put yourself out there to be. She goes into the back and she has this all out anxiety panic attack, basically like, I'm so sick of protecting him. I get it. I get it that they feel like he's lying. But to me, lying about being gay, if he's not ready to come out, that just seems a little, I don't know, because he's not trying to act like he's gay. He's not teasing anybody. I don't know. It was just kind of weird. Yes, I think so too. Anne says it was ridiculous. Kay, who is Sophie's friend, is trying to get on a show herself. It was a little dramatic. I'm like, why are you so upset about their marriage? Like, Sophie is not even this upset. Like, and she's gonna divorce the guy. Like, yeah, like you're like panicking and freaking out. It was kind of weird. Anyways, so then Sophie and Rob talk, and basically at one point you even hear Josh, who again has become besties with Rob, under his breath, he's like, you know, just blow it off, guy. Don't let the gay prostitute stuff, because that's what she keeps saying, is Sophie keeps saying, you're a gay prostitute. And he's like, you know, don't let that ruin anything. Just go back and talk about your feelings and when you left, how you were feeling when you left the last resort. And I'm like, if you are not a gay prostitute, that is a huge allegation on national TV. So I would want to defend myself, but you were not convincing at all. Then he wants to have a conversation with her. He's like, by the way, it was $5,000 that he offered me, not $500. And she's like, it was $500. I saw it. He's like, no, it wasn't. It was $5,000. I would never even consider anything for that little of money. I'm like, dude, you basically just said you're gay for a certain amount of money. You're a gay prostitute for X amount of money, but not for just $500. I'm like, dude, like, what is going on? Like, Anne's like, no, he was not convincing at all. Like, it was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh, I've got to watch it. Heather says, I watched Humble Brag on YouTube and Joey looked very rough and hungover. Maybe not a morning person. I also wonder did they say when they recorded it? I mean, clearly ChumpCon ended last Sunday and then it came out. When is Humble Brag? Does it come out on Mondays? I'm not real sure when their show comes out, but anyways, their podcast. Gay for pay, Sarah says. Yeah, I mean, everybody has a price at some point, but he was not convincing at all. Anne says, what would it take to do that? No money in the world. But apparently he's got a price, right? Oh, it was the day after ChumpCon, so on Monday. Okay, yes, it's on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcast, so you can watch it on YouTube. Humble Brag. They recorded it Monday morning, so okay. I believe they recorded the morning after ChumpCon ended. Okay. Anyways, not convincing. So I think the show's going to be over, and then I'm sitting there going, did we ever get to Matt? Not Matt. Did we ever get to Gino and Jasmine? Like, this is part 4. They're an hour long each. No, they bring out Matt, and now they're going to talk about that. I'm like, geez Louise, I cannot believe this is going to be 5 parts. Like, seriously. And obviously, they've already started 90 Day Diaries. I feel like there might be another show going on. Yes, 90 Day Diaries is going on where they record themselves. So I'm watching that. And then season 11 of 90 Day Fiance has already started again. I'm just like, and those are like 2-hour shows. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, wait, what? Jordy says Joey appears to be using substances a lot, and I'm not sure. Snow emoji too. So it takes a toll on his looks and depression. Interesting observation. Oh my gosh. Can we watch? I know Sarah's been telling us about the UK Big Brother, which some Americans are on, like Jojo Siwa, and who was on it was Mickey Rourke, but his ass got kicked out or sent home for, threatening people. Are we able to watch that here? How would we watch the UK Celebrity Big Brother? And why do Americans go over there? Are they just as big over there? Like, do y'all not have enough? Like, I feel like, do we have, like, on our Celebrity Big Brother, do we have people from other countries come on? Like, I feel like I don't know other celebrities unless they're very big in American movies. You know what I mean? Would it be on BritBox? Krista says. I don't know. Ooh, Mickey was a pig. Very sexist, Mabu says. Uh-oh. Okay, let's chat. Today's Jeff Lewis Live. LuAnn Delaceps is on. Kristen Taekman are on. Both of them were New York OG housewives. Kristen Taekman, of course, wasn't on as long, but she did get a lot of fame and notoriety again when she did Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip. So, as you know, I've been lucky enough to meet Kristen Taekman a few times. She is beautiful. She is so nice, so easygoing, very easy to chat with in person. But she's kind of, now that she lives in LA or Calabasas, wherever, kind of out of the mode of Housewives. But she was also a very big Housewives fan. So she watched the show. She knows the people, all the things. So Countess LuAnn is on to promote Love Hotel. Premieres this Sunday on Bravo. Then the next day it'll be on Peacock. She was trying to not tell us. So her, Ashley from Real Housewives of Potomac, Giselle from Potomac, and Shannon Bedore from OC are on it. Apparently, like 4 guys come on, and then 10 guys come on each week, and there's 3 weeks total. So they filmed this last September in Cabo. I don't know if Shannon's with anyone. Don't know if LuAnn is, but LuAnn pretty much says she's dating several people, including one of the people that she's met from here. So, if history is, the same, LuAnn, once she's in love, she's marrying them, right? Especially if there's some money right there, right? So she married the Count very quickly, was married to him for 17 years. Then she had some, Jacques. I loved Jacques. I loved her and Jacques. They seem like really good friends now. I feel like Jacques was about the only one. I feel like she dated, but I feel like the Tom guy that she ended up dating, which she tells us today was a billionaire with a B. I'm like, oh, girl, I didn't know he was a billionaire. She even says they were married for 7 months. She had it annulled because he was just so like a gaslighter. She said basically a narcissist, probably a cheater. But she said, oh, that one was hard to walk away from. I thought that was hilarious. You're not? I became more of a fan. I mean, I've always loved her, but tell me more. Dee says, I'm not a fan of LuAnn anymore. Why? See, I think she's had a comeback. I think she's working so hard. I do feel like, thank you, Smileen says you do such a nice job of going over these shows. Thank you. But I also love your questions and comments. So always comment. I love that. And ask questions. And obviously hit the StreamYard link. Just copy and paste that into a Safari or wherever you get your wife internet, and it will bring you up to come up and ask a question or comment. So I would love that. Bridget. Oh, you're talking about the Goggins families here in the States, but who knows? I'll definitely remember someone. Oh, someone famous, a Goggins famous person. You have to watch Justified, Righteous Gemstones, and White Lotus to get to know your kin. Anyways, I'm waiting to see because I want to know why she says she doesn't like LuAnn anymore. Dee, tell me. Anyways, Jeff talked about one time when he was in New York and he had like this 3-hour lunch with Countess LuAnn. And he says, you really taught me into like getting out of my comfort zone, making sure you're living the life to the fullest. And he gives her credit for her being one of the reasons that he even said yes to this Molly Sims, Instagram like influencer weekend this weekend in Cabo. And I agree. Jeff would have never said yes to something like that. Now, I'm assuming the money must be pretty good, or he just wants to pay her back for, kind of a, you did this for me for ChumpCon because she was one of his sponsors. She came and he's going to do this as a thank you. And also it's a fun trip, right? So, Walter Goggins, the name from the show, right? The actor, right? Yeah. Jet says, I'm happy LuAnn was on because at least she mixes it up a bit from the same guest week after week. It's been a minute. I know. Like even Zach Noe Towers, God bless him. He's funny, but he's on every week. And I feel like Kristen Taekman is on a lot. And she's not even on that much. But I just feel like I need space. But as I've said, I bet it's harder and harder to fill up 4 co-hosts a day. Like that's a lot. And Jeff talked about with his contract that he was renegotiating last fall, that he wanted to get a booker included in that. He wanted somebody from SiriusXM to be the booker, but I don't think he got that. Then he said he had hired a booker, but he never talks about this person. So whoever that is, I don't know. Never really talks about it. LTD says, did Jeff say who is going to post for him while in Cabo? I'm assuming he kind of already talked her down on how much he needed to post, but Shane could do it. Shane's going to be there. So Shane could easily log into his Instagram and post for him. Or they could send Annie the content and Annie could post for him, right? So I don't know. Yeah. Yvonne Gal says, Jeff hasn't had new people on in a while. He needs to try harder for fresh blood. And I feel like he used to talk about going out more. And that's when that's when you see people at a restaurant like Heather Dubrow, and then you go over to her and like squash the beef. And then you're like, hey, do you want to come on my podcast? I think people want to either see each other in person than to just get a text or a DM from Shane or Jeff, and I think it's always good whenever you've met someone or you realize you have something in common with them, you have a conversation. I feel like Josh Flagg was only on, which I wanted to think he was a chump. I wanted to think he enjoyed it, but I don't think he enjoys anything about being somewhere at 8:30 in the morning and being on. So maybe he could be on at the 10 o'clock hour. But T with Tambo says, where's Josh Flagg been? And now that we know it's on ice, the real, whatever it is, $1 million listing LA is on ice. We know, he's not going to be on to promote it. So I don't know. I disagree. Nut Fam says, I think Jeff Lewis has a very limited pool of guests that would want to be on his show. If anything, I feel like his name being said no less than 15 times on Watch What Happens Live and Real Housewives of OC and Real Housewives of New York, that only helps things. But also, he's very famous. Like, I think that whole, like when you're kind of mysterious, when you think someone doesn't come after you, I don't know. I feel like people want to come on his show even more. And I'm assuming word has gotten around that, hey, the chumps buy stuff. So if you want to go on and promote something, they're going to buy it on Jeff Lewis Live, because y'all do. Y'all DM me and say, what was the brand of that? What was this called? What was this? Exactly. Tiffany Chump says, everyone complains when new people come on, and then they complain when old people are on all the time. I guess there's no pleasing everyone. And that is something that Jeff has said over and over and over again. And he has told me this on the phone before. Once you start paying attention and trying to change your show to, get rid of all the people that are complaining about it, then you're going to have the same other people complaining about you getting rid of all that. So you're never going to make everyone happy. Basically, do the show that you want to do. I'm going to do the show that I want to do. Jeff is going to have the guests on that he likes. He's not going to do it for any other reason. Thank you, IB Duck, reminding people to hit the thumbs up for our girl. Thank you. There's 228 people now live on YouTube. I would love to have at least 500 thumbs ups, because I know at least 2,000 to 3,000 generally watch in total, like between lives and replays. So even if you're watching on the replay, please take the second to hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. Rachel says, is it me, or does Jeff just seem to take his guests to dinner and drinks the night before they are on the radio? Not seem to? Yeah, I've talked about this for a while. He definitely doesn't do it as much as he used to. I feel like it used to be way too much, maybe. And I feel like he's backed off a lot. Like, I think if even when he had drinks with, I feel like it's just drinks a lot, which is much shorter than what he was doing with having a full-on dinner for 2 to 3, 4 hours. You know what I mean? And a lot of that, I'm sure, is like, putting his daughter to bed and stuff, like he would be out at these dinners and she would be like, Daddy, when are you going to be home? So, wait, what? Tiva Tambo says, Josh Flagg is always rude. What does that mean? I'm wolfing down Taco Bell. You're wolfing down Taco Bell? What do you have and what's your Taco Bell order? Thank you, Pootie Cat, number 75. See, only 75 people have hit the thumbs up button. Come on. Hit the like button for our girl, Sarah. Thank you so much. Well, isn't it a write-off, though? Michael Riley says money is getting tight for Jeff Lewis. I feel like it's a write-off, although that's not 1,000% a write-off. Just because you spend $400 on dinner doesn't mean you get $400 back off your taxes in your pocket, right? Thank you, Krista, for hitting the like button. Thank you for everyone that hit the like button. I really appreciate it. And thank y'all for tapping the screen over on TikTok. We have almost 8,000 likes over on TikTok. Thank you so much. And it's not even Lisa in Kentucky. It's always my girl, Lisa in Kentucky. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for all the badges that y'all are giving me. Is that Kelly and JR Rodriguez? Thank you so much. Robin, thank you for sharing the live. I really appreciate it over on TikTok. Giving me some love. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his reasoning is for that, but I'm just assuming he's kind of getting tired of it. Yeah, that's true. Kimberly says as his social drinking decreased, his daily drama decreased, which is a good thing in general. But then again, drama is what gets people talking, right? I mean, the drama of ChumpCon, all of the drama of MJ, that got people talking. It's sad, but we know this is true. Smileen says, my neighbor bought Melissa Gorga's spring. First of all, I'm jealous that you have a neighbor that buys Melissa Gorga's sprinkle cookies, because that's amazing. They are amazing and moist. I love that. I want to be y'all's neighbor. Oh, that's true. Dee says IRS rules have changed a lot in regards to write-offs for meals and entertainment. Yeah, because meals are only at 50%, right? And I think that's just, well, I guess it's everyone at the table. I don't know if they're all talking business. I don't know. Margaret says, I know I bought Sutton sheets. Oh, y'all bought the sheets. Y'all bought that bra. Y'all bought that poop medicine off Amazon. Y'all bought the perfume. Y'all bought the candles. Oh, yeah. Krista says, please don't mention the IRS. We just wrote the check. My prayers are with you for writing an IRS check. I'm so sorry. I'm still waiting. I wonder if mine has come in. So we get a deposit, but that's only because we overpay, right? We've got to figure it out to where we get just an equal number. You know what I mean? Let's see. Based on that account, based on that balance, I do not think we got our deposit yet. I know when she did. I know when our tax lady did our taxes, but I don't think it's not yet. Anyways, yeah, what was that? Southern Belle says, what was the grape or the prune they were talking about on Jeff Lewis? It was something, definitely feel like it had the word prune in it. Oh, apricot or something. Apricot? What was it? It was something. Krista says, we overpay and still write a check. It's horrible. Well, how do you overpay and still write a check? I mean, you might pay a lot, but you don't overpay, because overpay is meaning you pay more and that's why you get a refund, right? Am I confused? Don't ask me about taxes. Math is hard. Math is hard. Plums. It was Plums. Anyone remember the name of that product on Amazon? Although there seem to be a few different ones, right? Different strengths of it on Amazon. Because remember, Annie tried it and it didn't work, and then she tried it and it really worked. I love that. I love that we all know what that means. Kimberly says, I haven't watched Real Housewives of New Jersey since T went to camp, which is Teresa going to jail. I love that. And this is why, if you live in the Houston area, hop on the Sarah from Texas Facebook group. Matter of fact, no matter where you live, try to make a post and put what city you live in and see if anybody wants to get together. I promise you, chatting with people that you all watch the same TV shows, all listen to the same Jeff Lewis Live, Andy Cohen. It is so fun. The conversations are endless. It's so fun to be able to chat about things that only us know. Share plums is what it was called. Okay, thank you. Yeah, share plums. Ooh, nice. Michael Riley says, I did my taxes early and got my nice big fat tax return. Love it. Love a tax return. Okay. Don't forget Countess LuAnn. She was just in Houston, but it was Saturday night. All my kids were home. I've already seen her twice, and I didn't have anyone to go with. I hadn't arranged it to see if anybody wanted to go, but Easter weekend, I felt like it would have been hard to get people to go together. The second hour was Lakendra Tooks is her last name, member, like Tooks, like books. Jeff says it right. It sounds like she's rehired for ChumpCon 2026. She definitely cuddled with baby Chump. But I think that means they might have had a little bit of romantic feelings. They're clearly going to get together and do something soon. I think he's going to come out to LA and hang out with her. Don't know where he's going to stay, but she is still talking to him. She is adamant that they just hung out. And I do believe that. I don't think she would have a hookup the same night, but I think she's being very respectful about him. She says he was very nice and fun and respectful. And, she hung out with his mom a lot. I thought it was very cute. So I definitely think she is back to being a chump. There's no issues. Zach Noe Towers is clearly always going to be good with Jeff. I feel like they're really in good, and it would take a lot and I don't think Zach would ever do anything wrong. I don't know. I guess I just always liked him from, Southern Belle says, make sure your parents leave your money through a trust, or trust me, you will be mad about the taxes you pay. My mom didn't do a trust. Her attorney told her not to do one, but I don't remember why that was. Anyways, we weren't mad. Anywho. Oh my gosh. Kimberly J says the IRS came for me 6 years after my mom passed. Anyways, I don't know what all the difference is, but anyways, my mom definitely was advised not to do that for our situation, whatever that means. LTD says, I don't believe baby Chump would be flying to see Lakendra just for cuddles. Well, maybe she's saying they only cuddled at Las Vegas, but maybe they're going to do more than cuddle in LA, right? Tooks takes, not Tooks. Tooks, like books. Tooks Takes is the name of her podcast. TOOKES Takes. I thought she was funny. I think she can be a little boisterous and overbearing and confident, but I feel like she makes Jeff laugh. I feel like she is a hard worker. I feel like she apologizes and says, look, I'm going to be better next year at ChumpCon. It was my first one. It's going to be good. What sounded fun to me was this cruise with all these different celebrity comedians. Like, that sounds fun to me. So if there's ever a cruise, if y'all ever find a cruise out of Houston, I don't want to pay money to fly to a cruise, but I would definitely leave out of Houston. Let me know, because I would think I would definitely be interested in that, or a Bravo theme, or like, what's the one in September? I feel like the one Shannon, Teresa, and Dolores are doing. I wonder if that's even doing well, if it's going to sell out, or if it's going to be like it's canceled like Cynthia had to, you know what I mean? Wait, what are you talking about, Bridget? Oh my God, TikTok. One of my daughters deleted TikTok off her phone because it was such a time waste. But she says, well, now I'll just look at Instagram Reels. Lisa says, I haven't gotten anything done today. I was on TikTok for a little while. Lisa's idea of a little while is more than 30 minutes. So for sure. Yes. Kimberly J says, a comedy cruise. I'd be in heaven. I'm in. Me too. That's what I want to talk about. Heather McMahon's. Krista, the huge cruise that she did that Zach Noe Towers was on. Yeah, let me know. I don't know how to find those. Like, if there was one, Please take a look at Mabu's question. Okay. Maybe this one. Apparently, Zach went over to him and Heather McDonald and was kissing her arse. Stu said it was embarrassing. Stu was on the cruise? Wait, was he for real? Wait, where are y'all talking about? Hold on. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Who wants to come on and tell me about this? I have no idea what you're talking about. I did see that. I didn't watch it yet. Heather said Jamie Kennedy did a review of ChumpCon on his podcast. For one thing, it came up. I don't follow Jamie, but it came up probably because, Jeff Lewis and hashtag and what have you. I thought it was weird, though, because he's got like a ton of followers on, what do you call them, subscribers on YouTube, but his video only has 2.1 views. But he's so famous that I figure, and I think he announced it on the show. He's got 94.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube, but this ChumpCon, I'll share it. What do you call it? Shorts, videos. ChumpCon 2025, a recap, a new kind of convention with Jamie Kennedy. I'll share it on my, here's Jamie's, whatever. Jamie's, shit, I can't type and talk at the same time. Wait, what? Oh, Zach, the other Zach. Ugh, that Zach. Raquel says it's Zach that does the podcast with Stu. It's not Zach. No, it's another Zach. Yeah. Zach who? He was a dickwad to me. So Zach who? When I was nothing but kind to him. Nothing but kind. Anyways, okay, well, we are going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Tapping the screen over on TikTok. There's over 22,000. If you want to stick around on TikTok, I will answer some questions there. If y'all ever have questions, y'all never seem to. If you want to pop over to TikTok, it is Sarah from Texas Podcast, and I will do a little more over there. But we are going to wrap this up, and I will see you tomorrow, same place, same time, 4 o'clock Eastern.